Alright, so because I'm not super comfortable yet, just freestyling on camera, I'm going to play a voice note. I have a really good friend I exchange voice notes with all the time, so I'm just going to play it here on my phone. So there was some points I wanted to make, and I think I pretty much summed it up in this voice note I left for my friend. Oh, and it's an important note that I am talking about You Are the Placebo. It's a book by Joe Dispenza. So that's the book I'm talking about when I left this message, and I started it off by talking about a chapter 9. So one of the reasons I mentioned that chapter 9 in that book too is because it was a very good example. He mentioned with that girl Lori, who said that, and it took her a few years, to start doing it properly, because she said at first, she repeatedly, she felt like she was lying to herself over and over and over again. So that helped me a lot to know that that's very common. That's like step one, is basically when you start shifting your way of thinking, it's completely normal. It's like actually expected. It's like step one of this whole process is like you are going to feel like you're bullshitting yourself. Like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. This is not how it is. And it's the negative identity coming in, trying to keep you in that. Really, as someone asked me this question, because I was talking about this with another friend the other day, and she was asking me for clarification on a couple things. She's like, well, what do you do? Like when your reality is in complete incongruence with this. And she said she felt like she was gaslighting herself. And it occurred to me, so, well, who's really gaslighting you? It's not the positive stuff. I said, you don't believe the positive stuff at all. You say it and you immediately recognize that it's not true and then just discard it. I'm like, that's not how gaslighting works. Gaslighting works because it fucks with your head, because it makes you believe in it. So what's really gaslighting you? I said, no, the positive stuff hasn't gaslighted you at all, because you don't believe it and you never believed it. So it's not gaslighting you. And it occurred to me, I'm like, I think what's gaslighting her is actually the negative identity. Think about it like an abusive relationship. You find some, think of these like positive affirmations as like this cool new person that you get along with so much better and you want to date them. Then your toxic partner, oh, fuck that. They're, happy-go-lucky, this, fuck that. Now get back over here. We're going to come back and we're going to turn on the TV and watch how, this program on how fucked up our face is, how much of a fucking loser we are. We're fucking incel. This has been fucked up for all this time. And you're like, yeah, it is true. That is true. That is what's happened. So you go back with your toxic partner, the toxic identity. And it's like, well, what if there was something you could gain from being with, breaking up with them and being with that other person? And it's like, no. It's not real. We know this is real. Let's just sit here and then spend the rest of our lives, and it's like fucking Netflix and chill, watching movies that make us feel like shit. And you're like, well, yeah, it is true. This stuff is true. So I guess I have to just watch these movies about it and feel terrible all the time. I guess that is true because it's reality, So because it's reality, that means that I have to just be miserable about it all the time. And if I'm not miserable about it, I'm deluding myself, and I can't do that. See what I mean? So it's like, who's really gaslighting who? It's the fucking negative identity that is telling you, that's the fucking real gaslighting. It's gotten into our heads, and it's convincing us, no. Changing the way you think? Oh, fuck that. That's not going to do anything. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. We're going to go back. We're going to watch the same TV shows that make us feel like shit. And we're just going to do that forever. Because, that's what you do. When you know what reality is, and reality sucks, everybody knows that you just have to tell yourself reality sucks and then feel like shit every day. You want to be a realist. You want to stay there and do that. And so who's, what I mean? It's like, who is the real gaslighter? So it's, this whole feeling that you're being gaslighted by doing these positive affirmations, is a result of the negative identity actually gaslighting you. That's the fucking toxic partner. Oh, no, fuck that shit. This is weird. Don't think like that. It's not even real life. That's the fucking gaslighting. It's isolating you and keeping you in its domain. You know what I mean? So this whole feeling, if I tell myself this positive affirmation, I'm gaslighting myself. Well, no, you're not. That you don't... how could it gaslight you when you immediately recognize it as not being true and then you just discard it? I said, that didn't get in your head at all. That didn't get in your head at all. That didn't gaslight you at all. Like, it really fucks with your head. You, can't get it out of your head. You're like, what if it is true? What if reality really is this way? Nobody thinks that with these positive affirmations. They just hear it one time, oh, it's fucking bullshit, you know, and then they just throw it out and they never think about it again. That's not being gaslighted. You know what I mean? The real gaslighting is the thing that's making you throw it out and discard it as a potential option. That's the real fucking gaslighting. Again, it's like a fucking toxic relationship. All right. So, let me see if I can actually talk to the camera now. So, the general idea, well, I think that summed it up, actually. We're like 5 minutes. I don't want to talk more. Fuck that.